Hi there. Today I'm going to show a video of how I use my JVC HD6 with my Letus35 Mini adapter. And this was requested by several of my viewers, and decided I'd show you how I use it. First thing I want to do is get the camera ready. And what I do, this is my JVC HD6. You take off the lens hood, because you'll be needing to use that later. But I take the mounting plate that I got that comes with my rails. This is the big DV rails from City. I got this on eBay. They're a little bit less expensive than the ones that Letus35 sells, and they work just as well. They're just a little bit longer than the other ones, but they work really well. So I take the mounting plate that comes with it and I mount it to the camcorder. Get it lined up really well. And then I take my little handy dandy screwdriver and I tighten it on there so it's snug. So once this is pretty much the way it's going to be right now. Next thing is I take this is the Letus Mini 35mm adapter. This is where you attach your camcorder, and this is where you attach your lenses. It's a very nice unit. It's also very solid and built nice and tough. But we want to mount this to the rails. So I take a little mounting screw here, and I put it on its edge so it's a little easier to mount. If you try doing this from upside down, it's a little harder to do. So there, I've got that attached. And then I'll put this onto the tripod. This is a little there. Okay, make it kind of level. First thing is you want to get the camera ready. So you unscrew 3 Allen wrench screws. Comes off like that. It has a threaded cover that is 43mm on the inside. This will go into the camcorder, which is right here. And just want to make sure that you can get it on there. Make sure it's snug. And then you want to put it into the grooves here. And then line them up. And then they go together. And then I tighten up this thing there. And then you fasten it down with the Allen wrench. They come in various sizes, 3 of them I think, or whatever thread sizes you have for your camcorder. All right, next thing is we want to do is we want to put on, well actually we want to set the back focus first. And before you put on the lens, you need to set the back focus. And we do that by uncapping the front and turning on the camcorder. And you have to zoom all the way as far as your zoom will go. In this case it's 10 times. And what you want to do is, oops. You want to basically aim it at a bright source to the point where you can see the grain of the lens, or the focus screen, and you'll manually set your focus to where it's on the glass. and then that sets your back focus. And then we're pretty much ready to attach our lens. Now I've got a Canon 50mm 1.4 SSC lens. It's got a special coating on it, and it'll usually snaps in place. Take off the lens cap, and you're basically ready to shoot. After you turn on the ground glass vibrating mechanism. But I also have a couple of attachments that I use with this rig. So what I do is I have the follow focus, and I got this through the websites linked below. It was the most inexpensive one I could find, and it works pretty well. I recommend them. They're definitely worth getting. But it fits over the rails. I set that on there. It can be loose. And then I take the lens gear, which is a magnetic lens gear, which is very cool. And the interior is padded to the point where it fits snugly around my lens. And they have these with little strips that you can attach to the interior, so that you can customize it to however the diameter to your particular lens. Anyway, fits over that part right there. And you just want to make sure that it's not crooked, so that you can turn it all the way and without it being crooked at all. And once that's in place, then you can take your follow focus and kind of line up the gears and tighten it down. So now you can focus it. And I can use follow focus. Next thing I do, sometimes if I'm going to be outside, I will use this little lens hood. It screws onto the end here. And lastly, that I use, I never want to use my onboard microphone on this thing because it picks up all the vibrations from the ground glass vibrator, so I use my shotgun mic. I don't always use a shotgun mic. Sometimes I use other microphones, but when I'm doing some fast, quick shooting, this is what I use. And make sure it's on. So now it's ready to use, and you can use the follow focus. And this is how I use my Letus Mini with my JVC GZHD6.